Nora O'Donnell, who was the CBS Evening News anchor, she's out there at CBS. They still have Margaret Brennan on the air. And boy, she was all revved up. How can you have Kash Patel? How can you have Kash Patel? Why is he going to be head of the FBI? She's really reading the riot act to Lindsey Graham, who sends it right back at her. Don't forget, CBS is being sued by President Trump for $10 billion. We'll talk about why in a second, but watch.
Okay, ask him about going after journalists, which he's also said. I'm interested in the answer to that question.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We'll be right back.
Sure Democratic friends will ask him, and you shouldn't worry about Kash Patel.
Okay.
You should worry about reporting the news fairly, which you don't do when it comes to everything Trump.
Lindsey Graham, you're a guest on this program because we wanted to hear you out, and we welcome you back.
Yeah, right. Okay. So that's, you just get a sense of her frustration. And look, I mean, CBS, which is now down an anchor. I don't even think they know who's replacing Nora at this point. She's going over to 60 Minutes, which is not exactly, the best game in town to be at, because they're in a lot of trouble and a lot of pressure. And one of the reasons they're getting sued is for election interference as a result of this now notorious clip. I'm going to play you the before and after. If you've seen it before, I get it, but it's just worth understanding within the context of everything. Here's this interview with Kamala Harris, who we know cannot actually speak in a coherent, complete sentence. And so what does the media do? They thread these sentences together for her in post, in edit. They try to make her make some sense.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
What a difference those CBS News editors can make, huh? They can actually make her seem smart, no matter how not so smart she is. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. What was Kamala other than a DEI pick? I mean, she hit a bunch of boxes, but there's not a lot going on upstairs. Not that there's much going on upstairs with Joe Biden either. It's just that he's been hanging around forever. They couldn't get rid of him. He's political enough. He apparently has kind of a nasty side to him. He holds a grudge, and he insisted on being the guy. He got the nomination. He somehow got saddled with her. Don't ask me why that one happened. Oh, maybe Barack Obama. Maybe they figured they needed that DEI pick, given that they were pushing that nonstop. I'm telling you, it's part of the whole system right now, which is just so annoying. And it's one of the reasons why, I am really, really, really proud to tell you about an organization that I have partnered with. It's called the Herzog Foundation. If you haven't heard of it, I want you to go and check them out. Herzog Foundation, they are all about making sure that we're educating our kids in ways that will make them contributing members of society. I say contributing members of society because it seems like there's a desire to just go to school and go to school and go to school some more. And you go to school this much, and then you don't have anything to show for it. You're lucky to be a barista. And by the way, nothing against them. At least they're out earning a living. You get too many people that saddle up with all this debt, and they do all these various degrees, transgender studies, you name it, and they can't earn a living, but somehow American taxpayers are supposed to pay for them. I'm sorry. That's not the way it should be. You got to teach kids from the very, very beginning. You know what? You're responsible for yourself. That's how we roll in America. That is what a meritocracy is about. That is what our culture is about. You take care of your own and you take care of yourself and you work hard, and that's how you get ahead. And so they don't teach that in schools anymore. No, there's just progressive nonsense. It's being force-fed down our kids' throats. And it's one of the reasons why I love the Herzog organization, because guess what? They're working to make sure that you have access to alternatives. progressive education, no more, okay? We need some Christian alternatives. So if you're somebody who's interested in this, if you have little kids, if you have, actually it's all the way K through 12 that they work with. So if you have kids, I encourage you, go look. I'm going to put the name up on the screen. Look at this. Trish is working in real time here. Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? I think I can. Herzog Foundation. .com. That is their name, herzogfoundation.com. And they basically are just a foundation, a charity that is working to make sure that you have access for your kids to the best Christian schools in America. And they'll guide you through this whole process, because I know it's not easy. People get worried about taking kids out of school. They have a whole sort of approach to it that I think is really helpful. They also evaluate all these Christian schools, so you can check it out. Again, maybe you have grandkids, maybe you have children that are looking at this. They have an online publication, The Lion, the new podcast, Making the Leap, all of this from Herzog to help parents find a better path for their kids. Because what we're looking at, and hopefully it changes, for goodness sakes, hopefully it changes. I mean, he's getting rid of DEI and, getting rid of some of this woke nonsense, but it needs to change, because family, faith, community, these are the things that matter. And you got to teach kids to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. So I'm thrilled to have this partnership with them. I'm thrilled to promote them, and I encourage you to go check that out.